Have I ever mentioned to you guys that I love Star Wars? Yeah, I love Star Wars. I've always loved Star Wars ever since I was a little kid. I first got exposed to Star Wars back in 1997 when George Lucas re-released the original trilogy back in theaters with all of his like special effects updates. And I fell in love with it, in spite of those special effects, which I didn't really notice when I was a little kid, but as I got older and started to appreciate film more and really started to get into film, and then watch the originals as they were intended to be, I kind of realized, all right, yeah, those are weird special effects stuff. But that's how I first got into Star Wars. And then I started to just, once I saw those movies, I was obsessed. Like, it was done. There was no going back. I was obsessed. We had an N64, and I got Shadows of the Empire, which I loved that game. Like, that still is like one of my favorite Star Wars games because it was so unique. It was original. It bridged sort of like the gap between Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi. And then, you know, they had the Rogue Squadron games that I used to play with my friends at sleepovers and stuff like that. And we just had a blast doing that. And then they came up with the prequels, and yeah, that was the thing that happened. I remember this when I was a kid, and my parents got a new car. They got a 2001 Honda Odyssey, and it had the doors that automatically opened. It was a van, and so it had the doors that automatically opened. And I remember just like going out, and I had like my little, you know, toy Han Solo DL-44 blaster. And I had all the Star Wars toys, and I just remember going out there and playing in that van and pretending I was in like a spaceship and, you know, just piloting it into hyperspace and stuff like that. Yeah, Star Wars until the day I die will always be one of my favorite things. And I'm really like appreciative that it's a part of my life, and I know I'm really appreciative that it's a part of so many other people's lives because it affects so many people in so many different ways. Like, it's such an empowering thing, and it just makes me wonder, like, what makes it so special to so many people? And that's kind of what I want to know from you guys. I know that not everybody who is subscribed to me and watch my videos is a huge Star Wars fan, but to those of you who are, what is it that makes Star Wars so special to you? I think for me, it's the fact that the universe is this very just, I don't know, it's intriguing. And there seems to be like endless possibilities within this universe. I think sometimes, you know, when there's stuff going on in the real world, it's always nice to look back at those stories that happened in Star Wars and say, you know what, there's drama, there's difficulty, but there's always a happy ending with those. And there's always, it's sort of like watching Star Wars reminds you that there is a way to overcome some of the seemingly impossible things that happen. That's what it means to me, is it's like hope. It's a sign of hope. It's also just a cool little thing that's filled with awesome artistic stuff. And of course, being a Star Wars fan, you buy all the merchandise. You know, that's where George Lucas was a genius with branding and merchandising. I know that Star Wars, with the movies, you know, with new movies coming out, I know that Star Wars is going to be something that Disney is going to continue doing for years to come, and I cannot wait. I'm like really excited the day that, you know, when the time comes for me to have kids, the day that I can introduce them to Star Wars. And I hope to God that they love Star Wars. And if they don't, we're going to have a problem. I'm just kidding. We won't, but we will, but we won't. So if you love Star Wars, what is it that makes Star Wars so special to you? And if you don't love Star Wars, what's wrong with you? It's totally alright if you don't like it. But what is it? Well, you know, if you're someone who doesn't like it, what is it that that makes you not really interested in it? I mean, a lot of people aren't really interested in Star Wars. A lot of people aren't really interested in sci-fi movies. That's the reason, but I'm curious to see what your reason is. So thanks for watching me rant about Star Wars. And I look forward to reading what you guys have to say about Star Wars. So, see you guys later. I'm making a video about death. I cannot believe this. This is such an intense topic. Look, if you want a joke, I don't know. Death. That's the joke of life. Death. There's a joke.